there. He's gone for the big dive. Hamilton dives out of the way.
But no, Ice is going to do it. He comes across the line to take P1 on his debut. What an amazing race. It's the battle of the late breakers, and Elite Risk gets it.
Oh, lovely move from Scotty.
Look, here we go then, around the outside. Oh, what a move by Eno. That is not a place you overtake.
Buddy War's not going to give us up without a good fight.
Oh dear me. Oh, and look at that. Kate Dorniak and Charlie going at it. Rampuon. In the last corner, who's going to get a better traction? Race on the better line. It's going to be a drag race to the finishing line. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a very wet Miami for tonight's race. We are at race 7, season 10 here in 7GR. Tonight we are with the tier 1 lads. We have, of course, the sprint race tonight. So, despite it being a sprint, we've got a mix of tyres. So it's gonna be fun. Let's ride on board with someone, shall we? That's Fernsey. Man who's on form at the moment. And I must confess, I don't know this track very well. I haven't commentated on it, I haven't raced on it. So my knowledge of this track is very limited. I do know, of course, there are 3 DRS zones. There's 19 corners. There are 3 real overtaking opportunities at turns 1, 11 and 17. Other than that, could be in for a good surprise tonight. To say it must be right on the edge of where the track is, because you've got Pro Sweeper there up in P5 in the Ferrari on wets. So yeah, another mixed conditions race as Jinx in the Red Bull is off to a terrible start. Got a few new ones in tonight. Blonde's in tonight for Old Green, who couldn't make it. Perfect Paulie's in for Elite Risk. J Moore is in for the second driver, who's completely blanked my mind. But here we go then. Kira, who was first, is now down in 19th. Firmsy will look like he's the favourite to get provisional pole, and he does. He takes it, and 3 attempts in front of Turner and 4 attempts from Pro Sweeper and a Ferrari P3. Looking like a very good so far. Firmsy, the man in form at the moment. But there you go. Here's the qualifying order for the sprint race. Firmsy will be on pole. Turner will be joining him on the front row. Pro Sweedler is P3 for Ferrari with Blonde in P4. We've got Zach and Adam in P5 and P6. On the fourth row, we've got Evo and Matt Veg. Rounding up the top 10, we have J Moore and Dan. And in the bottom 10, we have Aurelian, Alros, Zeke making his debut, Jake in the Alfa Romeo, Visions, RKA, Mash, Perfect Paulie, Kieran, and Jinx. Let's see what weather we get in the sprint race. Oh, it looks like it's wet again. Let's just ask the weather gods to see So apparently it should be drawing at the end of sprint, which could cause a bit of chaos actually. As obviously it's not that many laps. Probably only going to get 11 or 12 laps maybe. Maybe even 10. Here we go then. The red lights are here. There's 5 and it's away we go for the sprint race. Looks like a decent start for most people. A few arrows started to turn. It's very slippery out there. Firmsy and Turner going for leading turn 1. It's very good racing so far, but Firmsy just about edges it out. Doing well so far. Looks like every top 4 unchanged. Evo's up 2 places. We've got Ferraris in P3 and 5. Poe is having a stroke right now. Zach's up there in P6. We've got some we've got some races. Zach Kieran who's gone up 8 places since the start. But yeah, it's looking all a bit down there. Adams lost 9 places. Jinx still last, giving everyone a head start by the looks of it. But as you were at the front then. Now coming up to the first real overtaking opportunity. Obviously it's the wet. So probably not much chance of taking this lap anyway. And yep, does very much look like intermediates. So yep, everyone is on the inters. Alright. At the front, Firmsy just stretching his legs a little bit. Turner is hanging on. Everyone's still within that second. J-Moore the first person to fall outside of that 1 second. Really falling off a second off him. And then everyone is still within that second. It's very close racing so far. Jinx still at the rear. Here we go. Okay, so far. And I think we should probably be on board with Kieran here because guy started last or near the back, and now he's finds himself into P10. Needs another 2 places to be in the points for the sprint, of course. It looks like he's got some pace tonight. Very slippery out there. And if we are to get some dry racing, it probably should stop raining about now. But still looking very wet out there. The rain's still coming down. As it looks like Perfect Paulie and Jake. I'll have a bit of a ding dong. Jake back in his Alfa Romeo colours. After being dropped very harshly by the Tim Principal, Benster. Benster not here tonight, of course. First time he's missed a race in a very long time. There we go. Ooh, Paulie going very wide there. Alright, look at the back at the front. We've still got Pro Sweedler in P3. He's fallen off a little bit off the podium at the place of Turner and thingy. So Will Blonde, will he have a go? It looks like he's got the speed. Using that battery, he goes to the outside on the racing line. Let's see how 2 cars can go around this final corner together. Looks like Blonde's got it, but Pro Sweedler is not giving up. And great defense there from Pro Sweedler. Parking his car where it needs to be. Will Blonde have another go? Doesn't look like it's close enough this time. No, not quite. And Evo just keeping these 2 in check. And Zach just behind him as well. A little bit of settling down, but I guess this is where the main battle is right now. Although Blonde's fallen back by 8 tenths, so I don't know if he's made a mistake. Either way, he's given Pro Sweedler a bit of breathing room, hasn't he? And is that Jake and Perfect Paulie still having a battle? What's happened to Paulie? He's lost a bit of composure there by the looks of it. As he's fallen from 16th down to P18. And look at that, Jinx! I told you he was giving everyone a head start. He now finds himself caught up to the back of the pack. Firmsy's still in control by the looks of it. Gap almost a second now. It's Pro Sweedler, of course, who Looks like he is going to be under attack. But not this time. Blonde not anywhere close. Looks like Dan is possibly the... I mean, that's a good view, but why would you have it? Dan's definitely looks like he could use a bit more ERS here. He's currently on the back of Adam here. Going fine for that P13. Of course, if you're not familiar with F1 sprint races, then the order of this race will, of course, determine the order for the actual feature race after this. We're still hanging on to that P3. I'm sure the Ferrari team principal is very much biting all the nails he has remaining as he looks to break the curse. The Ferrari curse currently sitting on 0 points at the bottom of Tier 1. But he's not looking too fake, Pro Sweedler. We know that he's a very good driver, Pro Sweedler. And he looks very comfortable at the moment. But of course, anything can change. Kieran's up to P9 now. He's overtaken RKA. Has he got the pace to catch up and maybe challenge Aurelian? He, of course, is on the back of J-Moore. J-Moore usually a Tier 2 driver, so I'm sure he'll be very happy with where he is right now. Of the field from P. It's starting to spread out a little bit, isn't it? As everyone's getting used to the conditions. You can see with no DRS, it's so hard to overtake. They're almost half distance and it's not stopped raining yet. As Jake and Marsh are having a bit of a ding-dong. Jake getting the better of the Red Bull driver there. Red Bull having a terrible couple of races, aren't they? And oh, it's J-Moore! Oh no! Oh, and he's lost that P7. What a shame for the McLaren team, who are already struggling this season. And is that a VSC? No, I think I see a yellow dot. So I believe what's going on here? Everyone's bunched up. Is it a VSC or is it a safety car? It is a safety car. It is a full course safety car. So the pack will then back up. And is anyone going to gamble like last week? But no, it's way too wet. Look at that. It's way too wet to even consider the dry tyre. And of course, Cody's being Cody's, you never know what kind of weather you're going to get. How quick it's going to dry out. It also depends. I mean, the pack's quite tightly quite tight here, so the safety car shouldn't stay out too long. And of course, this will give the guys a chance to recharge their ERS batteries, which doesn't get drained too much in the wet. And so the reset button has been hit. Matt Veg now finds himself in the points after J-Moore's scheduled. Oh, and Firmsy's pitting. Hello. What is this? Oh, we've got more than one. Oh, hang on, we've got quite a few people pitting here. What's going? Oh, a set of softs. So the gamble is on. I have to say, Firmsy's being held. No, it was just lag. I thought it was being held for no reason. I'm not going to lie, I am a bit speechless as to why he's come out on these dries. We'll stay on board with Firmsy, but he is P4, and pretty much everyone else is now stopping. The rain is still coming down, and Evo's in the wall, a Ferrari's in the wall, one of the soft runners in the wall. Oh, I'm Kieran as well. Is that coming out of the pits? It is. Oh my God, he's drop tier coming out the pits. It's definitely not ready for the softs, is it? Oh, dearie me. Another damage bill for Ferrari, but we've now created this interesting dynamic. And the rain is still just about coming down, isn't it? So surely it's not ready for the softs. I mean, if I were to make a prediction, you're probably looking at lap 8 at the earliest. I mean, the good news is that Firmsy is catching the back of the chain, which means, I mean, you can hear how hard he had to work to put the throttle down there. But it's not looking too bad. I think the rain stopped now. So the rain has stopped. So with the safety car staying out, this has played right into the hands of the soft users. Yes, thank you, Jay Moore, for your sacrifice. Which means the Inter runners here have kind of almost caused themselves a massive problem. Turner, Pro Sweedler, Blonde, Alros, Adam, Dan. I'm surprised to see, are these guys, are they going to pit? Surely Zeke's going to pit now. Aurelian pits? Does he think it's too wet? Or does he need a new nose? Let's have a look-see. Oh, it is a new nose. Okay. I wonder what happened there. Did he have a coming together with Evo under the safety car? Perhaps. But interestingly, yep, Zeke's in the pits. Has he got a penalty, or is that just lag again? No, it looks like he had a penalty of some sort. Strange. But Marsh has stayed out. I'm not going to lie, that's a surprising decision given how... Hello, is that someone off the track? I think the perfect ball is off the track there. Jake from one set of softs to another, and a new nose, so there was definitely some shenanigans going on there, wasn't there? So, oh dear me. So let's have a look at the track. So it is looking very dry out there now. You can just about see offline. It is quite shiny. So I imagine we're probably at the switchover point right now. We're probably on the cusp of the switchover point between the two tyres, but you can see it still does look pretty wet. You can see the tyre marks coming off the back of the safety car, which tells you that it is still wet. If it was completely dry, then those tyre marks wouldn't be happening. And I imagine the safety car will be staying out again, as we've got a bit of a queue back here as Aurelian, the first soft runner. Yeah, and surely now these intermediate runners will dive into the pits. No! But no! And no! Wow! Okay. This is certainly an interesting dynamic happening. I mean, we do often see a crossover between the inters and the wets, but we don't usually see this kind of switch over between the dries and the wets. So, I mean, Firmsy's keeping up. In actual, and I'll say that he gets very screwy there, doesn't he? And the track is still wet. You can see by the line. You can see by the lines. It's still wet. What did I say? Lap 8, lap 9? Did I say it'll be dry if it were to? So, yeah. If the safety car comes in, we will get 2 laps of racing, but also we won't get any DRS. But I tell you what, this is going to be a very fascinating end to the sprint mode. It could get crazy, folks. It really is. I think he's struggling to catch up, you know. He's still about 7 seconds behind. Let's see what the grip levels are like. He's keeping his foot in it. How about braking? Ooh, is that a twitch or is that a bit of lag? I'm not too sure. Either way, it looks very slow in the corner still, doesn't it? And it doesn't look like Zeke and Jake are going to be catching up. Oh, Aurelian in the wall. Oh, it's definitely still slippery out there. And it still looks like intermediate conditions here. And the safety car is in this lap. So, here we go then. What are we in for? How quick are these softs going to be quicker? Because it's still a wet track out there. So these gamble with the soft tyres, I don't know if it's going to pay off, you know. And look out for Firmsy. Look, watch how quick he potentially drops down this field. I'm tempted to stay on board with him, but we'll stay on board with the leader. As it looks like he's gone. Here we go then. That's kind of in the way. There we go. Right. Yeah, look at that. Firmsy. Sway. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's still intermediates. Yeah, I think it's a bit too early for the softs. Firmsy, there you go. Aros up at the P4 now. They're all swarming over Firmsy. Firmsy's got to be careful. He's a bit of a mobile chicane. He's gone from P4 to P6. Is he going to get overtaken by Dan? Dan, of course, is AI at the moment, as he's left the session. But let's have a look at Marsh, shall we? Will he come through the field? At the front, we've still got Turner up there. Proswieler sits nicely in P2, with Blonde making a Mercedes 1-3. Alros, a very impressive P4. Adam, who's out of the top 10 for most of the race, now finds himself in P5. Firmsy, of course, is leading. So we're on lap 9, a lap and a half remaining. Can he get past RKA? It looks like the track might just be coming back to the softs now. Maybe. Oh, and Marsh, what's happened? Is it a spin? I think he has, you know. No, he hasn't. Sorry, he's just got past RKA. It's Jinx and Visions having a battle by themselves. Looking for that grid position. It's out the front, Turner controlling. He's won 2 main races already this year. Looking very good for that P1, and Proswieler just about hanging on to P2 here as we enter the final lap of the sprint race. Down into turn 1, Proswieler has it covered. Firmsy 2.2 behind, but he has got back past Dan. Are we now on a dry track? Let's see if Firmsy can catch back up. 2.2, the gap going into turn 1. 2.1. I mean, the DRS hasn't been... Well, it can't be activated yet, can it? Because we're not going to see it. Firmsy, you can see it's just about quicker for the softs. But it hasn't worked out quick enough. I think he's just going to miss out. There's Firmsy, but we'll concentrate on Turner right now. He finds himself in P1. Oh, and Blonde's gone for it. Blonde's going for it around the outside. Proswieler hanging on to that P2. It looks like the Ferrari driver may just hang on. It's going to be very close to the line. But here we go. Proswieler not only gets his first points, but it's a P2 at the sprint race. A great result. Turner P1. A great result. Mercedes P1 and P3. Aros hangs on to P4. Adam does hang on to that P5 ahead of Firmsy. Dan in P7. Zach in P8 will pick up the final point of the sprint race. But a hectic end to the sprint race here as Zeke's running around without a wing. Lovely stuff as there we go, Jake and Zeke last to cross the line. But there you go then. The curse is broken. Ferrari have their first points of the season. There we go then. There is the confirmation of your sprint race. Turner takes the victory and the 8 points. Proswieler P2 for Ferrari. Blonde rounding up the podium, making it Mercedes 1-3. Alros in superb P4 with Adam in P5. Firmsy, the first of the dry runners, in P6. Dan in P7, which may get overturned because he was kicked out. And Zach gets P8 and the final point. So, a very decent. Right, I will just see when the lobby is opening, and then we will be right back. It shouldn't be too long because we tend to go from sprint straight to thing, and there we go, it's dry. Right, there we go. Invite sent. Right, we go at 21:05, so I shall be back in a couple of minutes. We're almost underway then, just over 5 seconds to go before the 5 red lights of doom. Any early predictions in the chat? Let me know who you think is going to take victory tonight. Got a bit of a mixed up grid due to the sprint race, and here we go. The 5 red lights are there, and we are go. Looks like a decent start for most people. We've got a couple of people. Zach's Aros has already lost 5 places off the start. Front 3 looking very well. Adam up to P4. Oh, and Dan's in the wall. Oh no. What happened there? And no safety car though, just a VSC right now. What a shame for Dan. He gets kicked out. And then turn 1, corner 1, lap 1. And he's out. What a shame. But front 3 are unchanged. Look at that. Vision's up 6 places off the start. Let's have a quick look to see what tyres everyone started on while the VSC's out. A good mix of medium and hard, so we're going to have a lot of strategy battles tonight. See if Blonde can kind of keep up. All right, now let's have a look at position. So yeah, Vision's up 6, Evo up 7, Aros down 6. A very bad start for him. Have we got any damage to anyone? Looks like people are doing all right. Firmsy up to P5. Watch out for Firmsy tonight. He was looking very racy, wasn't he, in that rain-soaked thing. And we've got a green flag, so we're back up to racing speed. Oh, and then we go. Oh, hang on. Oh, back at the front, Blonde and Pro Swedler. And Blonde, there you go. He's up into P2. He's relegated Pro Swedler to P3. And Adam now fancies P3. But Pro Swedler has him covered off. He's got to be careful. And Visions! Oh, Visions has bottled it again. And he's out of the race. Pro Swedler keeps P3 ahead of Visions. And Adam's in the wall! Oh my goodness, in the space of about 10 seconds, AlphaTauri, both AlphaTauris are in the wall and out the race. What has happened there? Oh, I tell you what, if there's one person who's absolutely delighted with that, it's definitely Tyler in Tier 2. He will be ecstatic to see both AlphaTauris out. But no safety car again though, just a VSC. But look at that, we've got a Mercedes 1-2 in Tier 1. Pro Swedler's still in P3. I'm not too sure how long he'll be able to keep that. With Firmsy in the kind of move easy at the moment. Zach's up in P5. Jinx is up into P6. Good result for him so far. RKA's in P7. Aros finds himself in P8. Evo in P9. Both Ferraris in the points. And wow. And there we go, we're green flag racing once again. We'll take this off. Got 3 people with penalties already, and look at that. Turner looks like he's going to take some stopping tonight. I think if there's one man who can take it to him, it's probably going to be Firmsy, but he needs to be quick in getting past. Oh! Oh! No, it's lag. Is Firmsy going to get past Pro Swedler? He's on the slower tyre, of course, so Pro Swedler's going to have the grip advantage early on here. And, oh, they're banging wheels. So I'm distracted by the Chelsea match. Here we go. It's looking, coming up to these corners here. Firmsy's just got to buy time a little bit more. I think once his tyres are up to temperature here, Pro Swedler will pretty much be a sit and duck, but Firmsy knows he's got to get past Pro Swedler so he doesn't get too far behind the 2 Mercedes who are racing array. They're already a second and a half away from Pro Swedler. And there you go. Just like that, Firmsy up into P3. So then, who's next? So, alright, Firmsy, 1.7, 1.8 behind. Let's keep an eye on that gap. 1.6. Let's see if he can catch up the front 2. I believe yes, so he's in the same tyre as Blonde, but he is, Will Turner is on the mediums, so we'll see. Right then, it's Pro Speedler. Who's going to attack him next? Looks like it's going to be Zach and Jinx. Are they going to go free wide? Not quite, but Jinx. Oh no! Oh, there's been a lot of contact and Firmsy's gone round. Jinx has lost a wing. Oh dear me. And there you go. That pretty much settles that battle then. As Jinx will have to pit for a new nose. Promotes Eva up to P7 and Aros up to P6. RKA now up to P5. And Zach up to P4. Alpine's going very okay this race. And yeah, here we go. The race is on. It's looking very tasty out there. DRS should be enabled now. So we'll see how powerful it is. As Evo is very close behind. I believe this is the first DRS zone. It is. Can he get closer? Doesn't look like he's got that much close, to be fair. As Pro Speedler and Zach having their battle. Zach's been doing very well. He had a very good result in Monaco, didn't he? Getting on the podium in P3, looking for another podium tonight, perhaps. A lot of big players, obviously. There's no Aiden tonight. Spencer's out, and look at that. That is the kind of difference in title at the moment. As it's a lot easier for the medium runners to get the better traction. But how close can Zach get to the back of that Ferrari? As looks like Pro took a very wide line around there. And look at that, even with 3 DRS zones, it's not getting quite close enough. As a little look, but nothing happening. As you saw there on the screens, Firmsy is now past Aros. His next target will be Evo, who is, of course, posing in an RKA. So the gap at the front is up to 5.8 now. The question is, when with 29 laps, when is the point where the mediums start to lose their pace over the hards? Right, well, Zach, will he have a go this time? He's looking much closer, and there he is, going to go on the outside of Pro Speedler, up into turn 11. And Pro Speedler, we've seen him very good defending so far. They're going side by side from this section. Very good racing, and for once, a very good camera view until we get to there. And Pro Speedler just hangs on to that P3. Oh, and Zach gets all out of shape. Does he clip the wall, or was that lag? I'm not too sure. Either way, a lot of ERS burning. Zach's lost a lot of momentum there. Right, what about Evo? Can Evo get... He got one... matches that in the pits? Yeah. So we got one Ferrari defending, we got one Ferrari attacking. Evo's got very close to the back of RKA. Can he get him on this first straight here? Doesn't look like it's going to be close enough, does it? Firmsy now caught in that train. Is he going to have a look up to turn 1? Will he have a look up at Evo? He does! But not quite far enough alongside to have a serious go. And he'll have to reload and try again. So, we've got a yellow flag. Oh, that's the Mash's AI, isn't it? Gap now up to 6.7 in the lead. Turn out a nice little day at the front there. And Blonde's increased his lead to 4 seconds over Pro Speedler. Oh, there we go, Evo. He's going to attempt behind. He's going to go around the outside just like in the previous lap, and he's got through. So Evo up into P5, and RK is going to come into attack from Firmsy as well. But of course, this time RKA will have the DRS, and he's retired on. Is he retired on track? He's retired on track. Oh dear. Oh, and look at the overspeed here from RK on Evo. Wow! Have a look at that. That's definitely some straight line speed there. But oh, and what happened to Firmsy's car? There's a bit of lag going on. Let's have a look at Firmsy's view of the two in front. Both drivers going side by side. It's going to be RKA who retakes that position. But no, Pro Sweeler is... Sorry, Evo is not giving up. We're going to go potentially 3 wide here. Firmsy's very much sniffing. And you've got Aros lurking in the back, waiting for any potential mistake. And look at that, they're banging wheels, but Firmsy takes P6. RKA is now down to P7. And Pro Sweeler still unable to drop Zach. Zach is still hanging on in that DRS. Will he ever go around the outside? He will. But he'll just bide his time. But Evo then, is he going to come under attack? Not at this point. I'm guessing this is where Firmsy will get a lot closer and will look to attack Evo. I think Firmsy knows that he's got the speed on these guys. Oh, and the car's getting very screwy there. But here we go. I would say this one more with Firmsy, but we've got this lovely camera angle. Right, he's very, very close. You can't see Evo being able to do much defending-wise here. So there you go, Firmsy's got the position to leave before the brake zone. But now Evo will get the DRS back. Doesn't have much battery to kind of play with. And I think the smart thing for Evo to do here would be just to sit in behind Firmsy now. Firmsy is obviously, I mean, I think Evo would probably acknowledge that Firmsy at this point has got the greater pace. So if he could just stay behind Firmsy, keep him the DRS, and he might stay with him. But oh, and Pro Sweeler's gone round and he's lost the wing. Oh, was there contact between the two? I'm not sure. But disaster for Ferrari. Pro Sweeler has lost his front wing. Agony on the Ferrari pit wall. But Zach is now definitely in P3. And Evo looks like he's taking my advice for now, and Kieran retiring the pits. We've got a lot of bottlers tonight, unfortunately. But that's how it goes sometimes. He's got to be careful here. He's got no wing. Doesn't want to get in too much of the way of Aros. Alright, what about Evo? Is he... There you go. So Evo playing the smart game then. Even with DRS, he's not actually making that many inroads onto Firmsy, is he? So are we starting to maybe see the medium tyre fall off? I reckon the front is still 8.5. So doesn't look too bad. Aros in the pits as well. Did Aros get damage? We know Evo got damage. Did Aros get damage? He did! So Aros got damage as well. So, repair bills. So Evo is still just about in that DRS zone, isn't he? 14 drivers remaining. It's going to be, I think it's going to be one of those races where if you finish, you're going to get points by the looks of it. But, let's have a look at fastest lap, shall we? So, Firmsy 1:31.7, so look at that. He's about a second a lap slower than Turner. Of course, that advantage will turn around once Firmsy goes on to the mediums. But does look like mediums are still the tyre to be on, as the gap is now almost 9 seconds from Turner to Blonde. And Zach is a further 7 seconds behind. He's on the hard as well, being chased down by Firmsy. And Evo is just about still sticking in that DRS zone, isn't he? He's playing it smart. I think that's the best thing he can do right now if he wants to try and keep that P5. Maybe, like I said, get tagged along, maybe bring himself into a battle with Zach if Firmsy does indeed catch Zach. Oh, but hang on, there you go, look. He's outside the second. He's outside the second. Right. What about Elsfeld down? I feel like I've neglected the rest of the field so far. So J Moore, after a disappointing DNF in the sprint, finds himself in P6. He's being pursued by his teammate. Jake's up there in P8. Having a good race at Ruin in P9. Jinx in P10, rounding up the point scorers. RKA down to P11 after his pit stop. And Pro Speed is also P12 after his pit stop. Alros is P14 and last after his nose change as well. So it looks like the the action is kind of peaked out here a bit, hasn't it? So we'll see if the McLarens fight each other. And we'll keep an eye on the gap from Firms to Zach, because that gap is coming down. So that'll, after these two, that'll be the next battle on track, I imagine. Depends how quick Firmsy can catch him. And oh, it looks like Jake's in the DRS as well, so I think Jake could get the benefit of DRS here. Now, how I think Jay Moore, I think recognises that Paulie's a bit more pace tonight at the moment, and Jay Moore lets him through, and now it's Jake is going to be on the back of Jay Moore. He does get the DRS. Of course, don't rule out Aurelian for a good result either tonight. Very capable driver. Can hang with the best of them on his day. Can Jake get J-Moore? That's the next question. First DRS zone is here. Well, actually, second really, because the first DRS zone is the start finish straight. Gains a good couple of attempts there. Let's sit with Jake through this windy section. As Turner still setting the fastest laps on his mediums at lap 12. And, well, lap 11 I should say. 11 laps, and those tyres are still going strong on those mediums. So is this where Turner's thinking about starting the pit soon? Jake was 7 turns behind. He's made up about a 10th? 10th and a half? What much is it? But I think no, J-Moore didn't get DRS, so Jake continues to benefit. Gap Firmsy has the gap down to 1.7 now. So that battle will be inevitable really soon. It'll be good to see how quicker Firmsy can be than Turner when he's on those mediums. If indeed he is. I think Jake definitely needs to kind of possibly charge his battery here a bit. Although he has got a lot closer that time around, he needs to stick to the back of that McLaren. Yeah, he's a lot closer this time, isn't he? He's a lot closer. Right, what can Jake do this time? Closer. He is. Is Jake going to go for a move, or will he wait? No, he's not going to wait. He's going to go around the outside. And Jake gets the move done before the braking zone. But the question is now, will Jay Moore fight back? It'll be Jay Moore with DRS, and I think he's going to do that, you know. Both drivers deploying everything they've got. And Jake keeps the position for now as Aurelian is in the pits. First driver, looks like the first scheduled stop for the medium runners. Has he got a 5-second penalty? He probably has, and he's got a nose change as well. So not the best pit stop. That puts Pro Swedler up into P11 now, just outside the points. And there you go, look at Firmsy. That went down quick, didn't it? He's now 3 tenths behind Zach. Zach must have made a mistake. Oh, with Zach, I can never tell if it's lag or if he's drifting. Either way, here comes Firmsy. How hard will Zach fight it? Firmsy goes to the inside. Zach just stays where he is. Lets Firmsy do his thing. And Firmsy coming back over to the racing line to get the best line possible. Now, can Zach come with Firmsy? Now we'll see what kind of speed Firmsy now has on Blonde. 1.7 the gap. Hopefully Zach can stay with him, and if Firmsy is quicker than Blonde, he can bring him into the battle. It looks like Turner is, well, unless anything happens, like a safety car, it looks like he's got this race firmly under control at the front. Very good race from him so far. Jay Moore still behind Jake. Tagging along in that ERS. Zach cutting a few corners. But Zach has managed to stay in the DRS. Just about. That's there you go. And there you go, Turner's in the pits. End of lap 14, Turner is in the pits. So if he's going to lap 14, that means that these hard runners are only going to be out for another lap or two. The question is, so the gap was 9.7 from Blonde to Firmsy. What's it going to be now? Well, the gap's coming down. Has Turner come out in P2? Surely not. He has, you know. Look at that. Turner's come out in P2. And the gap is still about 9.7, isn't it? So Firmsy not bringing the gap down right away. But yeah, I can't believe Turner came out in P2. Must be a very short stop. Alright, so very close to the back of RK8. Daniel and Jake still at it. Both drivers on the hard tyre, of course. Jake's now fallen 2 seconds behind Paulie. Paulie not really, well, he's 12.5 seconds behind, so. and Evo's fallen about 4.5 seconds behind now. He was only about 2.5 behind, so I wonder if Evo's had a mistake somewhere. But Zach is doing the strategy of keeping behind Firmsy. All these hard runners, are they going to pit? Surely this is where they pit. Ooh! Firmsy getting all out of shape there. And no, the hard runners stay out again. Look at these two then, the battle for the final point. It's a shame of Prost Wheeler because he was looking very fast tonight as Jake's in the pits. He's looking to get rid of those hards early. As Prost Wheeler getting very close to the back of RK8, but no dice at the moment. Of course, those two pitted early for their hards, so we'll see how long they'll be able to last. Matt Veg, he's been on the sauce 14 laps. Amazing. Yeah, Zach's still plodding along behind. No dice again for this time. But I think Zaki is basically just going to copy what Firmsy does. And there you go, Blonde's into the pits. Second Mercedes is into the pits to get rid of those hard tyres. I'm surprised the hard runners haven't gone in yet. I am very surprised, if I'm being honest. But that's got to be careful there. He's almost out of that second. Ooh, is he going to drop out of this lap? No, I think he's just about got away with it. Having said that, he's outside of it. Is he going to get it? No, he doesn't get it. Oh, that's a bit of a bummer for Zach. But you can see that the pace between old hards and new isn't that much because Firmsy's kept the gap to 1.7. So, yeah, and see, look at that. Jake has come out. So, Jamal has done the overcut. So, old hards were better than new mediums. That's very surprising to see, if I'm being honest. Right, will Jake make a move this time? Looks like he's going to. And he does indeed take that last point. The question is, can these two undercut enough to maybe usurp Perfect Paulie? Alright, surely this is the lap Firmsy comes in. No, say that again. But you can see now, he's lost 3/10 that lap. So I think this is maybe where we see the hard tyres not into their lap, not into their life, but now they can't hang with the newer tyres, and I think Firmsy will probably acknowledge that. Or will he be going for softs? Is he going to wait for a safety car perhaps? Now, we've already got 6 drivers out. So I'm not too sure how many more will retire. Alright, what about Pro Swedler? Still chasing down RKA. These two have been at it for what seems forever now. Oh, and Pro Swedler goes very wide on that one, doesn't he? How close can he get? He's only 3 behind, but RKA must have some kind of straight line speed set up there. And Blonde's very close to the back of Evo, who's been on those medium tyres 18 laps now. This Blonde does indeed set the fastest lap of the race. Has Firmsy stayed out again? Is he going to the softs? I must admit I'm finding this very peculiar. Because he is losing time to Turner. And Blonde set the fastest lap of the race, so he's losing time to the front two. But how much faster will those softs be? That's the question. Oh, and look! Pro Swedler is finally past RKA. But can he pull away? Or will RKA, will he stay within DRS? And will he take back that position? We've seen the straight line speed he's got. Right, probably might have him covered. Not a lot of ERS to play with either. Right, look at that, RKA, look at that with a superior straight line. Very nearly taken back to P8 now. Perfect Paulie yet to pit. I thought Firmsy, is he not pitting again? Yeah, he's going for the soft, isn't he? But I think he's kind of ruined any chance of catching the top two. Because Blonde is rapid on those mediums. As Evo does pit, and he pits for the softs. So there you go then. Well, Evo has gone from medium to softs. What place will Evo come out? It looks like he's going to come out P7. Behind Jinx and Paulie, who have yet to stop. So I think his P5 is safe. Looks like Zach's going for the hard to soft as well. As these two still battling. And some guys have got to get into the I'm glad these two, because look at the racing from these two, absolutely epic, side by side going around all these corners. You'd think this is for P1, but no, this is for P8. Here comes IKA again then. I think you probably might overtake him here as Evo comes back over to the racing line. Oh, well, this was a late move, but I was definitely on the line in terms of defending there, but it was well done. As J Moore's fallen off the back of Jake here. Zalros takes that P11. I think J Moore's obviously made a mistake somewhere. Has he still got his nose? No. Right, so will Evo, oh, he won't be this lap, but when he starts this lap, I imagine he may well get the fastest lap next time he crosses the line. And Firms is still not in. I think these guys are definitely waiting for the safety car, which I honestly don't think is going to come. Put my cursing reputation on the line. As there you go, RK and Pro Sweden are still at it. Evo, sorry, Pro Sweden in that position back. Oh, and Price has gone wide again around there, hasn't he? I'm surprised he hasn't got a penalty, if I'm being honest. But, look, can RKA, will he... I think he's a bit too far away this time. Both guys with minimal ERS to play with. And one of the most pointless cameras you'll see in this game. As Evo has got past Paulie, and Paulie pits. There you go. So that'll promote these two up into P7. As weaving on the straight, both of them hard defending, and it's it looks like Pro Speed just got it at the moment, but RKA is going to get the DRS, and I imagine this will be RK up into P8. It is, and no, look at that. Pro Swedler is able to hold him off, and now this fight is for P7, and all the while, excuse me, all the while these two pit, Jake is getting ever closer. And Zach has finally pitted. I think Firmsy is well and truly waiting for the safety car. It's what he needs, isn't it, to have any chance of a victory. But the problem is, you get a safety car this late in the race, both Mercedes are going to pit as well, because the gap they've got is far greater. Evo. So he did get the first lap, Evo, did he? Did he get the first lap? He did. 29.6. He did get the first lap. So, and there you go. Firmsy's finally in the pits. But, has he... Let's see. Can he stay out ahead of Zach? Because Zach's obviously had a couple of laps now on these fresh, soft tyres compared to Firmsy's very old hard. And I think Zach's going to get... no, he's not. Firmsy somehow pulled out a gap on old hards against 6 seconds. Wow. How has Zach fallen that far behind? That's extraordinary. Right. Let's watch the gap then between Firmsy and Blondie. He's got about 6 laps. to make a dent. Can he? He's got to pull in over a second a lap. I'm not too sure it can be done, but if anyone can do it, Firmsy is definitely one of those people. And there you go. Sweedler and RKA still at it. Evo just two. Jinx hasn't pitted yet. Jinx has. Oh my, where are my words? Jinx yet to pit as well. Oh no, he has pitted. He pitted very early, so Jinx could be going to the end here. Evo's only a couple of seconds behind, so that'll be a battle to keep an eye on. Here comes RKA again. Oh, once again, Sweedler comes right across the track as he comes to take the racing line. And Blonde's in the pits. Wow. Oh, he's got no wing. What happened there? Oh my days, that is a turn for the books. I said firmly he wouldn't be able to do it, but Lon's kind of done it for him, and now he's down into P5. He's going to be P6 coming out the pits. So that's Zach back onto the podium then. And Jinx, who had a torrid sprint, now finds himself into P4. And Blonde has made a mistake somewhere. And now finds himself down in P6. It was all looking so rosy for Mercedes, and then Blonde on his debut, he was looking very confident to P2, now finds himself in P6 after that pit stop. And that is not what he would have wanted. Evo now just 1.8 behind Jinx. 1.9. So those hard tyres are holding on very well, aren't they? Because you'd think that fresh softs would eat those guys up, but not at the moment. They're not. He's got a big gap by any stretch. He's got about 4 laps to try and catch him up. And J Moore's retired. Oh, we're gonna get a late safety car. Well then, excuse me. J Moore's retired. J Moore once again adding a bit of spice as Firmsy is straight in the pits for a new set of softs. As is Zach. Surely Jinx is staying out. Evo back in the pits. Blonde might as well stay out. All these guys are basically going to get a free pit stop. Jinx has stayed out for some reason. Although, actually, saying that, he can pass the safety car, can't he? Because the safety car didn't get Turner. So, free set of tyres for Turner. Jinx has got a pit, surely. But this has definitely added a bit more spice. We're almost getting a real life here. But, of course, we're in Miami rather than Melbourne. RKA, yep. All coming in for a fresh set of fresh softs. Glass of mouthful, isn't it? Paulie stayed out though. He's in P7. He doesn't see the need. But surely now Turner comes in. He's got the gap. He doesn't need to risk it and stay out. He will definitely pit. Although it would be funny if he stayed out. No. Got it, Jinx. Be a man. Stay out. I think he's probably at a delta speed right now. And apparently there was a collision between Matt Veg and J Moore. Maybe that explains Matt Veg's pit stop, and Turner is in the pits. Oh, and look at that. Matt Veg also finds himself a lap down now. Jinx into the pits. No. And if Fresh is watching, I hope Fresh is watching, because I'm pretty sure Fresh will not be a happy bunny right now. I'm not too sure what the faults are of that, because he would have come out in P3 or P4 under the safety car conditions. But maybe he knows something I don't. Maybe he's trying to prove a point after last week's disappointment. Either way, we are going to get all... Well, the first 12 cars anyway are going to be behind It's Matt Veg. Has he got past? Is he going to risk a penalty? How has he got past? That's odd. Oh well. Alright. Well, the safety guys, I'm just going to catch up quickly on the football. So safety car will be out on one lap. Is Jinx going to pit? No, he's staying out. Yeah, I mean, whoever's watching, get your bets in the comments. Where will Jinx finish? We're gonna get 2 laps of racing, 28 and 29. Where will Jinx finish? Why is he getting into the pits? Odd, but okay. Matt Veg has really got to get the bit between your teeth. He's got. Well, I'm not too sure he's going to be able to catch up, is he? Where does Perfect Paulie? Where does he come out? He's going to come out behind RKA, isn't he? No, he's going to come out ahead. So he has split the dynamic duo of Pro Sweden and RKA. These two will be battling no more. Well, they might be, but it could be a threesome now rather than just a twosome. P13 Poe predicts for Jinx, and do you know what? That might not be too far off. Maybe P12, depending on if Matt Veg can catch up. But the safety car should be in this lap. So, I haven't seen the message yet. Surely the safety car should be announcing its departure into the pit lane anytime soon. No. It's not going to stay out. Surely we have a minimum of 1 lap. 2 laps, right? There we go, finally. Unfortunately, it's probably a bit too late for Matt Veg. He's not going to catch up. But we will have a sprint from P1 to P12. It could be anybody's guess who finishes where. Of course, the cat in that bunch of pigeons is Jinx. I'm going to have to watch him because, yeah, obviously I think Turner's going to be a bit lucky and he's going to be able to speed off. But, or maybe Jinx is that superior. There we go then, off goes Turner. Does get a little bit of a jump on. He just gets a massive jump and Firmsy already up into P2. Is they going to have a little battle into turn 1? No, there you go. Jinx down to P3. He's already lost 1 position. Is he about to lose another to Blonde? He does indeed. Yep, down to P4. But no, yeah, he's not giving up though, is he? Look, he's going side by side with Blonde, but his tyres aren't going to be very happy. Next, Zach is going to want that P4. It's going to be very chaotic in this last 2 laps. We've got Battle of the Boys are behaving as it stands. No major incidents by the looks of it. So we've got McLaren that poorly down the inside. Oh, and Jake's getting attacked. Everyone's getting attacked. RKA is up into P8 after this little battle. He's back behind Evo, his best friend. Got Ferraris running P6 and P7 right now. Firmsy is staying within that second of Turner. Blonde is falling back a bit. Jinx is still P4. So he hasn't fallen down as much as we thought he would. Definitely keeping those cars, the faster cars behind. How much grip has he got compared as Jake's half up the points? Burnsy, don't look at that, he's less than half a second behind now. Let's keep an eye on these two at the front. Oh, and Firmsy, oh, he's made a mistake. He was so close, but he made a mistake. And that's a shame, because that could have been a good battle for the lead. And Jake is falling down the field there. It was P10, but he now finds himself P12. Another close. Jinx. Oh my goodness, he's used all his battery up, hasn't he? But look at the speed of Zach compared to him. He's actually going around the outside of turn 11, but he can't quite get there. Oh, he's off the, as I say, he's off the field. He's off the track. Excuse me. Is Zach going to be able to do it? He's all over the back of him. He's got more. They've got about the same amount of ERS. Surely Zach's. Oh my goodness. I was about to say he should have more traction, but Jinx, right on there. Zach's got a bit of speed here. Which way will Jinx go? Jinx goes to the middle of the track. Zach is going to try and go around the outside. They both depleted their battery. It's going to have to be a bold move here as Turner will cross the finishing line and cross the line in P1. But we're going to watch this battle as Zach does get P4 right in the last corner. What a finish! Oh dear me. So, excuse me, tickle throat. Grandstand end there as Turner takes a well-deserved victory, kind of a lights to flag victory there for Turner. Very well done. Didn't get to see him much purely because of the battles up and down the field. He had that under control. Shame Firmsy had that incident. The game gives Jinx driver of the day. But here is your race winner. Is Turner's third win of the season. There we go. A very happy Mercedes crew finally getting a win. And there is the champagne. Another good points haul for Haas. Merck should now jump. After this result, Merck should take the lead in the Tier 1 Constructors, which will put them even further ahead. Right then. Here is your results for the feature race of 7GR. Turner takes a well-deserved victory there. His third win of the season. Firmsy a P2, Blonde gets P3, Zach P4, Jinx is P5, Pro Sweedler and Evo double points for Ferrari, RKO P8, Perfect Paulie gets points for McLaren, Alros rounding out the top 10. And race director is broken. Lovely! Thank you, Codemasters, for breaking the game. Right then, guys. I guess that will do you for tonight's action. So, I guess all that's left to say, I hope you've enjoyed that. Thank you very much if you're still watching and you've made it this far. You're a bloody hero. Make sure you come back on Thursday as we'll be doing the same thing here for Tier 2. The championship battle really hotting up. If you can't make Thursday, make sure you rejoin us again next Tuesday as we head to Canada. A lot of people's favourite tracks, but it's also a bit of a Marmite track, especially the Wall of Champions. Expect me to say that a lot next week. But anyway, that'll do. Thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll see you very soon. Bye bye for now.
gone for
he's
the
gone
big
for it.
dive. Hamilton dives out of the way.
But no, Isaac's going to do it. He comes across the line to take P1 on his debut. What an amazing race. It's the battle of the late breakers, and Elite Risk gets it.
Oh, lovely move from Scotty.
Look, here we go, then around the outside. Oh, what a move by Eno. That is not a place to overtake.
Buddy War's not going to give us up without a good fight.
Oh dear me. Oh, and look at that. Kate Dorniak and Charlie going at it. Ramp on. In the last corner, who's going to get the better traction? Race on the better line. It's going to be a drag race to the finishing line.
How long did it stay? Gone
Oh,
for
he's
the
gone
big
for it.
dive. Hamilton dives out of the way.
But no, Isaac's going to do it. He comes across the line to take P1 on his debut. What an amazing race. It's the battle of the late breakers, and Elite Risk gets it.
Oh, lovely move from Scotty.
Look, here we go, then around the outside. Oh, what a move by Eno. That is not a place to overtake.
Buddy War's not going to give us up without a good fight.
Oh dear me. Oh, and look at that. Kate Dorniak and Charlie going at it. Ramp on. In the last corner, who's going to get the better traction? Race on the better line. It's going to be a drag race to the finishing line.